Mic check, mic check. Hello, hello. Oh, and hello, Luke Lee. Yeah, you've been you've been showing up a lot lately. It's been cool having you around to chat to. I hope you are entertained by the streams as well as you show up. How goes it this evening? All right, and we are getting right into the middle of a summation examination, which I remembered we put off because I was like, it's late. I don't want to deal with this right now.
Well, we thought that if we did the summation examination, then we would, like, keep going.
Yeah.
So we thought it was a good stop.
It's a good time to stop. Now, I think I'm tired. It was very chaotic today. Work or something today? I'm not sure. Okay. Jurors' contentions. Victor may not be well off, but he's a noble man that's straight up. There's no reason to doubt the man. I don't know. He literally has sham in his name.
Well, I do declare the good gentleman has no reason to lie. In fact, I think he's rather splendid.
Oh, they just like him because he's putting on a show. Just look at the accused by comparison. He's Japanese, stoops all the while, and has a mustache. Very fishy. Compare this to the other guy. He's Asian. Just, oh my god.
There's no evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least.
Oh, really don't care, like. I'll see this trial to end quickly.
3 hours of missing time is nothing when you reach my age, you know. Nothing at all. I lose hours all the time.
Thank you, old man. You will let us stay in the trial.
Old man, you get to keep us in this trial by just, you know, you do what you want to do. I knew it. Every single one of them seems completely convinced.
It would seem that all the jurors have come to the conclusion that Mr. Shamspeare is a fine, upstanding, and honest citizen.
If you ask me, they've all been bewitched by his strange theatrical movements.
And sadly, nothing Mr. Natsume has said appears to have registered at all.
Nope.
Well, here goes. Let's not forget. Oh, school. Okay. Yeah, that's a standard reason to be tired. Let's not forget, I've pleaded with the jury on Soseki-san's behalf before and it worked, so you never know.
Before we begin, it might be an idea for me to remind you exactly how a summation examination works, Mr. Naruhodo.
It's our first one of this game.
Well, you're still very new to British law, after all.
It's true, I suppose, and Soseki-san's fate is entirely in my hands now too. A second time. There's always a chance I might have forgotten some crucial detail. Perhaps I should hear Susato-san out. Should I let her talk me through it again, or not bother? No need. We're good, Susato. Thank you for the kind offer, Miss Susato. But I've been through plenty of these summation examinations already now. I think it's important that we don't delay the start any longer than necessary.
Of course. I understand, and I'm quite sure you're right. If you're confused by anything at any point, you can turn to me for advice whenever you like.
Oh, thanks, Susato.
I'll be here for you.
Aww. She's...
Thank you, assistant.
Thank you, best assistant ever. How could anything go wrong with this girl in our corner? The key to this is really listening carefully to each juror's statement. Finding two that are contradictory, and pitting the corresponding jurors against each other. I'm gonna have to press them. There's nothing that, like,
Yeah.
they all love this man right now.
We kind of always had to press them for summation examination, I think.
I think the very
Except-
first one
Yeah,
was
the
like you could go
tutorial
right
one.
in. Yeah. Without further ado, please, counsel, proceed with the summation examination. Oh. Yeah. All right, we got this. Yes, my lord. Oh, look at him standing in the background. Like a dingus. Defense's rebuttal. May not be well off, but he's a noble man and straight up. He's a noble man
Why
based
is he
on what?
noble? He doesn't have a maid, guys.
Yeah, he doesn't have a maid.
That
How can you
means-
tell?
He's trash. That's why Mr. Garrett was so worried about it and made his wife pretend to be his maid.
Yeah, Ryunosuke, let's not take this path. Well, there are plenty of people in London who seem noble but poor. Couldn't some of them also be liars? I've no doubt about it. Like that shaky clown of yours, for example. Absolutely not. Mr. Natsume is no liar. Look, the point is, the only thing that passed the victim's lips that night was that Japanese man's tea. When you take the gas man's testimony into account as well, truth couldn't be any clearer. Well, That's alarmingly logical. Let me be frank here. I'm a gentleman with a gentleman's values. Turns out that the old Shakespearean chum's a rotten liar after all. I'd gladly change my decision about the defendant. And I'm sure my fellow gentlemen on jury would do the same. Isn't that right? Well, yes, perhaps. Though I don't see it happening. Hey, what's that elderly gent on the end here, you know? You'll have to speak up. Look, I really don't care about all this nonsense. I just need this trial to be over. How many gentlemen do we actually have on the jury, then? Oh. Alright, sir. I may hold you to that. Don't forget what you said. Huh. Alright, what do you got, lady?
I think he's rather splendid.
Are you saying you believe the man to be trustworthy because he's rather splendid?
No, that's not what I said. The point is, the man is the victim here. What reason would he have to lie?
This man wants to put on a show.
I feel like they trust the strangest people.
Yeah, they
Like,
really
when they're
just
like,
trust whoever.
fine, the policeman's trustworthy. Fine, the carriageman's trustworthy. But
Beppo was the biggest liar the entire
the
time.
drama man that fake died on a table got up the next day and said, "This man poisoned me."
Right? Not, oh my god, I'm alive. Like, immediately accusation. Like, what the fuck?
And yes, he is rather splendid.
So you say yet again.
Meanwhile, the man who stands accused behaves so suspiciously, it's exhausting to look at him. I'm afraid he's not splendid at all. I can't trust him because I think he's ugly.
Thanks, thanks, ma'am. Thanks for your extremely logical, yeah, I heard splendid logic there, madam. Thank you so much. Oh, this guy, Mr. Nobody opens windows. We dealt with him last case, man. You saw him. Why would you be suspicious of him now? Not one of those things is the reason to find the man guilty. But he is fishy. There's no point dancing around the fact. He's Japanese, he has a mustache, and he stoops. You see, you arrive at the conclusion in just 3 steps. 3 steps,
Wow.
like a waltz, in fact.
Those were
Step 1,
purely
Japanese.
physical.
Yep.
Mustache.
Oh. I think he was at least better in the previous one because there was a logical, at least, idea
Yes.
into another one. This one is just racism. Racism step 1.
Yeah. I would be like, mustache. though.
You know, the more I think about it, the more this trial seems like a dance. You seem to be several steps ahead of yourself, though. You're on the wrong foot. No, there's nothing but circumstantial evidence here. There's no actual proof of the defendant's guilt. But the victim's version of events is backed up by what the big chin man next to him says, isn't it? 1, he saw the Japanese man there. 2, he saw no one else. And 3, he saw the Japanese man there. Oh, there's another 3 steps. All this really does seem more and more like a waltz, doesn't it?
Why does it seem like a freaking...
Right, and the prosecution will waltz its way to victory if I let you speak much more. Alright, what you got?
No evidence to suggest the gangling actor is a fraudsman. For now, at least.
Do we have anything that can show he's like a big duty liar? Nothing right now. Okay. Let's just press everything. I'm sure once we get to the old man, he'll tell us a random anecdote that will help us in the future. Fraudsman? What do you mean by that, madam?
It really is a most tiresome problem for the company. Most irritating. We can be absolutely certain that a customer is stealing from us, but without hard evidence, we can't even threaten to take action for fear of being sued.
What? I'm sorry, you've lost me a little there. Who are you?
I'm the wife of Augustus Altamont, owner of the Altamont Gas Company.
Good gracious. Altamont gas, you say? Oh, is he stealing gas?
Is
Bet
that
he's
why
stealing
that guy
gas.
Is staring at the house.
Yeah, I bet the guy's staring at the house because
The creeper.
he's creeping because he's checking out his gas.
Gas is the future of energy in this country and around the globe, but proper handling is essential. As I'm sure employee from East End branch office would be first to agree.
Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gotta be used properly. Altamont gas is the best in the world, of course. Oh, big bow.
Ah, I think we may have solved the mystery of the bow from earlier, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right. He bowed in deference to his employer's wife, did he? Ah, so would I be right in assuming that the reason Mr. Meterman was watching that Mr. Shamsir was up to in his room?
I'm afraid that there's no end to the lengths the population of the East End will go in order to steal our gas. So I really have no choice when the company identifies somebody as a possible fraudsman. But to dispatch a worker to watch the suspect day and night, we're very thorough in our investigations.
So you mean Mr. Shamspear is...
I wouldn't come out and say it in public. But you can finish that sentence with a grubby little gas thief.
Whoa.
You have noticed the public gallery in here, have you?
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. Faith, wouldst thou wound me with thy words, were I to let them penetrate the skin? But seraphs hear not insults, only choirs of angels in song. We may have not evidence yet, but my workers won't stop buzzing around you until they find it.
I enjoy that they all have a bee aesthetic. Because and Meterman has the bee bag too.
And when they do, you'll find yourself blasted back to your angelic heights in an Altamont gas explosion.
So Mr. Shamspear's been stealing gas. I wonder, juror number 4, if you wouldn't mind adding that information to your statement?
My pleasure. Was it the bit about ripping that thief apart you enjoyed?
A little before the part about abject violence, if it's not too much trouble.
Yes, of course.
This could be it. This could shift the balance. I think that's got to be our thing.
Yeah.
The victim puts on a fine performance, but in reality, he's a common thief of my company's gas.
All right. In fact, okay. So it's not about lying. It's You know what? Before we make any other moves, because we have thief versus liar are two possibly slightly different things. I see the trial end quickly. You keep talking about needing to take home some money. What's that all about, sir?
His wife will beat him up.
Finish last. That's what's about. What's that? Talk about the derby at Hyde Park, aren't I? Was it a Queen's Cup last week, wasn't it? A derby? Did you gamble your money away and need to make up for it? It was a dead set, that's the thing. Couldn't lose, so I took my wife's secret savings, like. But then, that hopeless old mare went and did the unthinkable. Oh, a stupid finish loss. Did she finish last?
Probably.
Oh dear. I think it's clear what's happened, isn't it?
It was the day the missus used her savings for a trip down the pub. So come on, there's business lie now. Just give it up. No, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna, like, send a guy to jail so that your wife can go to a bar and not beat your ass. 3 hours of missing its time is nothing when you reach my age. What do you really mean by that, sir? Well, I'm not one to boast, but I get up at 5 every morning, I do. At 5? You're a really early riser then, aren't you? What's that now? I said, you're an early riser. Oh, well, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I like to while away the hours in the evening reading books as well. But by about 2 in the morning, I'm usually too tired to go on.
He sleeps at 2 in the morning and gets up at 5? Oh my. That means he only has 3 hours of sleep each night.
So he doesn't think.
So he doesn't think.
When he's out and about in the day.
He's just
Unless
spaced
he falls
out.
asleep later.
Oh, what's that, dear?
Only 3 hours of sleep each night.
That's right, you see? 3 hours of missing time. Like I said, it's not much, is it? This really isn't helping. Okay, alright, so we're gonna pit upstanding man and gas thief.
Yeah, what reason would he have to lie?
Yeah.
Against he's stealing.
The key to summation examinations is... Okay, yeah, okay.
Tutorial talk. Once I've found two jurors whose statements can't coexist, I need to put those jurors against each other. Hopefully, when they see what they're saying doesn't make sense, they'll change their leaning.
Yes, and if you're able to change the minds of a majority of the jurors, the trial will continue. But conversely, if you're unable to do that, the judge will declare the trial over and move to the adjudication.
I can't let that happen.
Sneeze time?
Woo.
Sneeze time.
Oh, sorry. Somehow or other, I have to turn this trial around. Okay. John has no reason to lie. Okay, so victim's a liar. I think.
I think the no reason to lie against the
yeah.
stealing. I think that's a reason to lie.
Objection!
So statements are fundamentally at odds with one. Nope.
Nope.
It's okay. I think it's gonna be against him. Foreman of the jury, I must object. Being their leader, it's my duty to stand up for all jurors here present. Stand up for them, I will. I concur with the foreman, counsel. I warn you, I shan't abide any pettifoggery. Okay.
Pettifoggery?
Yeah, I don't even. You know,
I don't know what that
I'm
word means,
not gonna
but
bother.
I enjoy it.
Pettifoggery. I thought I did.
We're trying to find inconsistencies in this juror's statements, Mr. Naruhodo. I can't believe you pit someone who said he was a dirty thief against someone who said he's not a liar.
Okay, let's just let's just send him against fair play. Okay.
Objection!
There we go. Okay, so we have to point at him instead.
Is it?
The music stopped.
Okay.
And even though we pointed to the person next to you and said almost the same thing, you know, it's fine. To what statements do you refer, counsel? Juror number 1. What are you yelling about, lad? Presume you've heard juror number 4's statement, made by the wife of the owner of Altamont Gas? Well, yes. The victim, who you claim to be a noble, straight-up man, in fact turns out to be a common thief. So the good lady says. There's no evidence, is there? You and I both heard them say as much.
It's true. We don't have evidence as such, just yet. But the claims aren't baseless, you know.
What?
You heard me. Seeing as his operation has already been compromised, I would suggest that the court hears testimony from our East End branch office employee over there.
I'll do whatever you say, my lady. Gas man's honor.
Humble worker bee.
Humble worker bee. Oh my, yeah, that's it. He's a little worker bee. Juror number 1, you say you're a man of your word. If I could show that Mr. Shamster was a liar, you assured me, you would reconsider your decision about the defendant's guilt. Yeah, I did say that. And as a man of honor, I'll hold to it, and I'm sure it's the other gentlemen of the jury will. Me? Oh, well, yes. Now that we found out the man's a liar, perhaps we ought to consider the matter further. Well, if I'm perfectly honest, I haven't heard half of what you've all been saying. So this means you'll recap a few points. It would suit me down to the ground. Yeah, let's go round 2, baby. Oh no, I'm not having any part of this. I want this trial over and done with.
In that case, I shall change my leaning.
So, Mr. William Shakespeare, if that is your real name, we of the jury demand to know exactly what kind of a man you really are. Pom. That guy's like, no, I'm staying guilty. It's my vote, and I'm keeping it.
Sticking to it.
That's 4 jurors. 4 not guilty.
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Victory!
Not victory, but enough to continue going.
We got enough victory to continue. We hit the minimum amount of victory necessary to keep the trial going. Order! Order! Well, this is quite extraordinary, I must say.
Is it really?
Yeah, we've done this before already.
Be like,
We did
every
this.
time you see the Japanese lawyer in your courtroom, expect a summation examination and expect the trial to continue.
I think that's what happens by the last case of the
Yeah.
last game, where they
like,
just auto do
well,
it.
let's get down to it.
As a result of the defense's summation examination, the jury's leaning has changed. Now only 2 jurors say guilty, whilst 4 say not guilty. I therefore declare this court to be in a state of disaccord, and order the trial to continue.
Yay! More trial. Alright. Zeke's is gonna be like,
You are wasting time. You have spoilt the bouquet, Mr. Shakespeare.
I can't hear you.
The ladies and gentlemen of the jury now find they are unable to trust you, the victim.
I do not see it. I do not see it. But you gods will give us some faults to make us men. So God mend me. I do swear. This gasman speaketh that which concerns him most. Naught but gas, naught but thin air. Aye, it burneth bright a while, but it hath no substance, and it doth reek foul. Oi, what'd you say?
Do I take it, Mr. Shakespeare, that you deny the allegations of gas thievery?
Most heartily, my lord. Hast thou forgot? I am as a seraph, an angel, noble of mind, sweet of nature, and verily honest of heart.
Ah, you flowery mouth pompous beanpole, just because I haven't got the evidence yet.
Mr. Shakespeare, if in fact you are not noble of mind, sweet of nature, or honest of heart, if you are a liar, then your testimony should have no sway in this courtroom.
It is my considered opinion that at the present time, no other possible culprit of this crime has been identified. All testimony heard by the court thus far heavily implicates the defendant. In short, it would not be unreasonable at this stage for me to rule on the case.
Oh no!
However, in light of the fact that the jury has expressed concern about the fidelity of this witness, I believe it would be inappropriate for this court not to pursue the point further.
Thank you, Judge. Oh, Venzeeks.
I assure you, my lord, that would be a waste of the court's time. The gas and this case are unrelated.
Juror number 4.
Yes.
Didn't you say before that although you had no hard evidence to prove this man's been stealing gas, you have strong grounds for suspecting him?
That's right, we do. Don't we, worker?
Absolutely, Lady Quimby. Gasman's honor.
Very well then. We will hear your testimony now. You will tell the court precisely why you believe the victim, Mr. William Shakespeare, has been stealing gas.
Why do you believe he is a sham? Oh, he was about to say something, he got cut off. What was he saying?
Yes, my lord. It'll be my pleasure. On the ultimate gas name, I swear.
If I may, my lord,
Go ahead, madam.
this worker's testimony may have a significant bearing on the good name of my husband's company. Therefore, I should like to take the stand alongside him in a supervisory role, if you don't mind.
Woohoo! Oh yeah, sweet as honey. Yeah.
Yo, he's super hyped to get her on board.
He's like, yes,
Yes, my queen. Come down here. Grace me with your presence.
so weird. She's like, it's my husband's company, and he's like, oh, the queen bee.
Oh, the queen bee. Oh,
Very well. As an exception, I shall honor your request.
we're gonna have to cut off an interlude from her
Yeah.
or something, I'm sure.
I think he's gonna be
Thank you,
saying
my lord.
something, and she's gonna be like freaking out about it.
You wait till the boss gives you an earful. Oh, it's gonna sting, you mark my words.
So, you will both testify before the court? On the subject of the illegal consumption of the Altamont Gas Company's fuel.
Yes. Is that clear, my good man?
Clear as Altamont Gas, my lady. Which is the clearest in the world.
Oh, he's super about this. He's super ready to serve his queen. Do you think the gas has gone to his head, Mr. Sato?
Yes. I think the man is just a very dedicated employee, Mr. Naruhodo.
He's just a man. He's putting in his hours. All right. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation.
I'm proud to be the company's East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Altamont Gas accepts threepenny bits, each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
And yet, the meter in Mr. Shamsir's room didn't have a single coin in it.
But was right.
Like, not even a single one.
The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
Somehow, he's using all the flaming gas he wants without paying a penny. If that's not thieving, what is?
Pray forgive the discourtesy. The irrelevance of this testimony caused me to turn to my hallowed chalice.
Oh, get out of here, Zeeks.
I think your shit's irrelevant, so I'm gonna turn into an alcoholic. What do you mean by that remark, Lord Van Zeeks?
He hardly drinks any of that wine.
Yeah, that's true.
Did the mustached Nipponese poison the gangling excuse for an actor, or didn't he? That is all that should concern this court. And yet now we must listen to this abhorrence.
Oh, it's another glass.
Clearly what separates the vast British Empire and your Eastern Island nation is more than geographical distance.
Wow.
But this could turn out to be a crucial testimony. The cross-examination must go ahead. Oh, he's throwing out the bottle, too.
Do what you will.
Wow, he's just done.
Oh, he's just done with this.
Lord Van Zeeks appears to be in a violent mood.
Yes, he does. An attempted poisoning and an incidence of gas theft with no supporting evidence. It's true that they would appear completely unrelated at first glance, but I wonder. Truth tends to be buried in the most unusual places. The first step in uncovering it will be to establish just who and what this man really is.
Yep.
What is this man? A miserable pile of lies and secrets? Pretty sure we made that joke last week, too. The Altamont Gas Company's investigation. Proud to be company East End branch investigator and meter money collection agent. Tell me more about yourself. So does that mean you enter people's houses in order to empty their gas meters?
That I do. I have to try to catch people when they're in. And ask permission to come inside and do my business.
Does that mean you've been into Mr. Natsume's room before, as well as that of Mr. Shamspear?
Well now, interesting you should bring that up. Cause I couldn't believe how little money was in his meter. I mean, how the pair of them survived the winter is beyond me. It really is.
Knowing Mr. Natsume, he probably spends all his gas money on books.
And then when he's finished reading them, he probably burns them for warmth. Book fire. It's the only thing keeping me warm.
You will kindly reiterate your statement about the gas meters themselves, Mr. Meterman.
Not much to say really, but as you wish. Except through penny bits. Each coin giving customers about 2 hours of gorgeous gas.
So all London houses that have a gas supply are fitted with these gas meters, are they?
And they're the latest model, the height of technology, developed by our company, Altamont Gas. And anyone who uses our gas will have one of these meters in their properties, yes.
So if 3 pence coins gives 2 hours of gas, most people use about 3 coins in a night?
Bit more than that usually. If they have both gas lights and a gas stove, that is.
Thinking about it, Soseki-san doesn't have a fireplace in the room of his, does he?
Some people still choose to use candles, of course, and only have gas for heating. Yes, I do remember seeing candles in Mr. Natsume's room, actually.
And how does the money in the meter get back to you at the gas company?
He goes to collect it.
Every 3 days, gasmen like me visit properties on the gas supply and empty the meters of coins.
I must say, the design and manufacture of the new meter cost the company an awful lot of money. But happily, it did put a stop to people not paying their dues, for the most part.
Because they have to pay in advance, you mean?
Yes. Exactly right. And yet the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room didn't have a single coin in it.
Out of interest, how long has this been going on?
Weeks and weeks. He's been pinching gas off us for ages.
And you've examined the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room, I take it?
Yeah, there was like a leak under it.
Naturally. We took it off the wall and went over it with a fine-tooth comb.
And found nothing suspicious at all, I presume.
No, I'm afraid we didn't. Which is exactly why I demanded a new type of meter to be produced. One with an indestructible lock. The Shamspeare Special.
Oh, so like because of him, they're making new machines. Sounds like it would have cost an awful lot of 3-penny pieces.
But even after all that, the Maskell's meter was still empty.
I'll never forget the humiliation. When I opened up the money box and found it bare, "You what?" I said. "You what?" And the look on his face, that smarmy smile of his. I pulled the meter straight off the wall and took it back to the office. But you know what? Nothing. Not a trace of it being jimmied open anywhere. Not a single sign. What's happening to my salary as a result? Down by 3 shillings a day, that's what.
Wait, there is water on the floor under the... How good are these coin machines at dealing with fake coins?
You think he's putting ice in?
Yeah, what if he's like just putting something else in there that's like liquiding, like possibly ice coins? Because that would do it.
Yeah, I was thinking he's
Or just
probably
like soap,
using
or you
fake
put like
metal-y
soap and
things,
like...
But if there's nothing in the box, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be something that can get out. Incidentally, what became of that meter?
Nothing became of it. I've still got it.
Oh,
Right here.
no wonder they call you Meter Man. Just carrying that around? Oh, that's gonna be heavy as hell.
I think it would be prudent for the court to sequester this item while the trial is ongoing.
The gas meter has been entered into the court record.
Let's look at it.
Let's look at it. Let's look at it. Examine. Examine. That's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it?
And the money box is sealed with beeswax, too.
So if Mr. Sholmes were to up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Oh, he has the soap, though. He can use the soap to, like, fake the wax seal there.
Mr. Naruhodo, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would...
Oh, you know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you?
Well, anyway. It's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs.
But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it?
So we think that green is...
Oh.
That's suspicious.
That's something. Oh, what's...
Have you spotted something, Mr. Naruhodo?
Just here, there's a little hole. You see?
Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed.
It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say.
So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shamspeare? Shamspeare?
Possibly. It seems the people at Altamont Gas must have missed it.
Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside.
Yes, there's no way a coin could fit through there.
That's true, but even so, it seems more than a little suspicious.
Yo, I think ice coins.
Isn't that drip
Or
out?
something dripping out, yeah. Or soap. Or something.
Well, I was gonna say, even the wax that's on there is green, and he's got green soap.
Because I think even if you put soap coin in, and then you melt soap, because soap, you know, it's probably not the most resilient to heat. Anything else? Anything else? Okay, and we've checked the hole. Has been updated. There's a tiny hole in its base. Okay, good. Definitely. Well, first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it.
Let's move this along, shall we? Shall we? Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter.
Urgh. Meter Man didn't like that one.
The meter doesn't appear to have been tampered with, though, and the collection agent has the only key.
That's not true. But I mean, we'll take that to task later. There's only one key for all your meters.
Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone managed to get hold of a key, we'd know if the coin box had been opened.
Oh? How?
The wax seal would be broken.
Yeah, the wax seal. I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happened.
I mean, you think you did. Would you care to explain?
Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see?
A seal? Like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean?
Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal.
Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspeare's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said.
The seal hadn't been broken either.
So that would mean Mr. Shamspeare somehow managed to steal coins from the inside the meter without opening it.
It would seem so, but that would be impossible.
Just remelt the seal.
Just remelt the seal. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go with the last one, present the meter.
Yeah.
Cause this, it hasn't been tampered with. Oh, it absolutely has been tampered with.
Objection!
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with.
What?
Get away! I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it.
In that case, what do you have to say about this small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box?
Hell, what?
You're right. You're quite right. And there's a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do.
In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamspeare secretly opened up this hole himself.
Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why?
Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farther through that.
Light a match, put it inside, melt the wax.
Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design.
What sort of details? What sort of
Why
details?
A hole would be helpful.
Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates
Yeah,
coins.
how it
That's gonna be important. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins?
I'm guessing size.
What do you mean?
Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1 penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, wouldn't it?
No, of course not.
So, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a 3 penny bit?
Ah, I see what you're getting at now. And the meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. A threepenny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see. Other coins just won't fit.
So if you have something that's been made the same size.
Made the same size, yeah. I see. It's clearly been very well thought out.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information, in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
Press. Exact diameter and thickness of a threepenny bit. Nothing else will fit.
Nothing, you say.
We'll press it, and then I will present the coin on top of soap. But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true?
Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it a certain extent as well.
We've thought of that though anyway. If I find any fake coins inside the box, any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, contract says customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddle as a fine. We live for moments like that, us gasmen do. Live for them.
That's why you can't find the coins inside. That's why you gotta melt them.
Yeah, that's why you gotta melt the coins. You have to find something
Melt
meltable.
them or like soap them away, like put water through so that it bubbles down.
It would seem the gas company has thought of everything.
Wahoo! Hurrah for gas! Hurrah for cash! Altamont all the way!
And that's quite enough of that. Just a little bit of prodding. Remind me, how big are through penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Yes. Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction we should be focusing on. You may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here.
No.
Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example.
No. Delve deeper.
Delve deeper. How can the meter... Oh, delve deeper meant the other thing as well. Well, okay, I thought delve deeper meant continue the path we were on, but I guess not.
Too.
Okay, well, how can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart.
Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel, and the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again.
So you can't.
Shit is welded.
I can assure you, it's quite impossible to dismantle it.
Woohoo! Yeah! Nothing leaks from an Altamont meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing.
I see.
The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information, in case it is pertinent.
As you wish, my lord.
She's very cooperative.
Yeah, how cooperative. I like this. And the lock is made from salt steel. There's no way to dismantle it. That is fine.
Can we look at the soap now? Because remember when we were trying to examine it, it didn't really say much about that circle, did it?
Oh, wait, I think I want to go to the... Why did it only have that thing added to it? Where's the...
Did she change
Oh.
it because we pushed the thing again?
Yeah, because we pushed the other thing again.
So I think you gotta press and then change it
Okay.
back. But can we look at your soap?
Yeah, let's look at the soap.
Can we examine that circle on it now? That's
Yes, there we go, yes. Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side. About 2 centimeters across. Oh, yeah, there you go, it's
That's what I
perfect.
think that will
This
us
will-
present it if we have that added to it.
Do you think? We did find the soap at the scene, didn't we?
Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly.
Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone?
There. Because now we should be able to
Yeah, present
use
that against the other thing. So we're gonna go to,
So we got a presser to get the coins bit back in it.
this one.
Hold it!
Was it this one? No, not this one. I don't think we get to... How do we get that meter? That other message again. Because that other message is, the one we need.
Yeah.
But I think we got it by pressing... I think if we press this one, it'll be like, should we talk about the coins instead?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's check the alternate timeline.
The one that we wanted to stay on but accidentally got off
Yeah.
the road.
we accidentally we're on the right track and accidentally went to the wrong one.
We took an exit we didn't even know was there.
Yeah, well, it said delve deeper, and I assumed that was like
On the road that we were
stay on the road that we were on. Yeah. Has anyone ever tried?
Oh yeah, they've tried. They've all given up before long.
After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action.
Yes, that makes sense.
What do you think, Mr.
Naruhodo. Yeah, okay, so let's... There's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on. Okay, let's delve deeper. We'll go to this one. Bum. Yeah, okay.
Will be the statement we want.
Imagine we could just get stuck in a loop and continually go back and forth with the two previous statements. We need to keep delving deeper, constantly. Thank you. I don't know why I wouldn't just let us have both statements in there.
Yeah, I thought that she would say both.
Oh no, I hit press. Let's quit. Okay, I'm gonna quit. Yep. I accidentally hit press instead of, We're gonna go leave it. Okay, I have to show you some soap. You guys need to work on your meter design, because this shit's gonna happen.
That the soap is clearly a mold.
Oh, the soap is a mold. Yeah. Let's try this.
Objection.
Hey, there you go. Let me just confirm something here. If the diameter and thickness were to be correct, the meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating Mr. Shamsphere's room, we found a particular item. No, you know what? It is ice coins. Because that's why they're on the window ledge.
So
that they can freeze overnight. Yeah, that's what it is. It's ice coins.
Got it.
We found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly.
It's about the same size as a threepenny bit. What was it?
The item in question is this.
What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap.
It certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say.
Looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. I mean, like human instinct, like my instinct tells me whenever I'm holding something and one side is the weird side, unless that's like designated the bottom.
It with the weird side up.
Right? You would present the weird side. You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean.
Oh! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there?
That's right. Depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit.
Get away!
Does anyone here present in their possession, does anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. I need to know.
It sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it?
Oh, and you know why there's nothing in there anymore? Because it melted in her pocket. It's gotta be what it is. Or it melted or something. Because if it's an ice coin, and it was full before.
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I here have a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. Bingo! My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the Altamont Gas Company is being defrauded.
Well, I don't believe it.
Oh, I really like her
dress is
dress.
like a bee.
I really like the bee dress.
So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas.
He's like, that's got nothing to do with money.
Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur, at least, that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold. You can make fake coins in no time. Oh, shit.
Out.
This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shamster has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet.
But this is all nonsense. If the man had been making fake coins, my worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altamont. In the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
Hence the hole.
I see. That's what we're dealing with, is it?
Just like we're on such
There's one
a
form
tangent,
of
guys.
black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air. Yes.
Oh, he's
He's
joining in. Exactly. And the meter here gives it away.
What on earth?
There are remnants of the magical method used visible in the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, Counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the courts at once.
It's a bottle.
Oh, we gotta show... Where in the meter can the remnants of the method be used to make the fake coins disappear to be seen?
Little dot hole.
The bottom!
Got it.
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window. Outside? Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. Oh, ice coins! It was ice coins! I knew it. That's where we found the soap.
Ah! I get it.
That's right. The answer, of course, is ice.
Did you say ice?
Mr. Shamspeare's been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning.
Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades.
Yeah, that makes sense.
As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts.
Turning back into water, and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without even leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing Altamont gas.
Just like that. So simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water?
Sure has.
That's right, madam.
I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? And now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless?
I'm fairly sure I didn't design it.
Evidence.
Sorry?
I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meters are rubbish, I want to see proof.
We're not saying they're rubbish. They're working on
She's-
everybody else. You have one customer, and he poked a hole in the bottom.
Yeah, it's one
You
dude.
just check there's no holes in the bottom.
Yeah, just make sure there's no holes in the bottom. Alright.
She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she?
Sato looks like she's gonna cry.
We've got Cry Susato. Well, very well, Lady Altamont. Altamont, if you'd like evidence, I'll provide it.
What? Mr. Naruhodo, are you saying you do actually have evidence to support this theory?
Yeah, we got the photo.
I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with could now explain it. A piece of evidence that substantiates the theory about how Mr. Shamspeare's been stealing gas is
The photo.
this photograph.
Take that!
Ka-chunk! This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gurigusun. It clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspeare. I'm glad that we don't have to point it out because it's super obvious.
What remnants?
Oh, no, never mind. I guess we do have to point it out. Oh, no, it's right there. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. Yo, how many coins did he feed this thing? Because, like, that's a huge-ass puddle. He must have just been like, yo, unlimited gas, hell yeah.
What is that? Some kind of grubby stain?
Almost certainly. It's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained on the hole made in the meter. If one coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating in his room in all his waking hours, we can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins every day. Melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. Actually, probably would have done worse than a stain if it was for a while. This is awful. There's further evidence, too. Mr. Shamspear slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. They'll never find me guilty if I'm dead. You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he? Oh God, he was trying to hide it. He was eating it.
So we didn't find two halves of the same soap. We found him eating multiple bars of soap to hide all of the soap. You're doing great to be lurking the entire time. Oh, thanks, Luke Lee. I'm glad.
Oh, thank you.
And always feel free to chill. It's all good. You enjoy this at your pace.
The man was eating soap, was he?
He did have bubbles around his mouth.
He had bubbles on his...
Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat about the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Shamspear was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is soundingly increasingly likely. You mean to say he was using that fork to
make the holes?
Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap.
Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Oh, good gracious.
I'll just pretend to be dead, and they'll never find out my gas.
Gallery.
Oh, the gallery's getting it tonight. Free wine if you ever go to Van Zeke's prosecutions. Lord Van Zeke's.
I was throwing my hand up in despair.
And it happened to throw this whole wine.
And happened to catch my hollowed bottle on the way. Pray, forgive my maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination?
That he's a gas thief?
Well...
So he's not trustworthy, so when he
That Mr. William Shamspear is a liar and a thief. In other words, that his testimony is unreliable.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make?
Well...
We know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison.
Lurkin. Oh! Da-na-na.
And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that.
Oh no!
Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise.
Da-na-na.
Even if William Shamspear is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established.
Oh, no. You can't say the gas man's testimony is perfect. He said, I kind of saw it. I'm pretty sure.
He said it was dark.
He said it was dark. He said a lot of
He
things.
said he couldn't tell who was there, really.
And basically, Van Zeeks is like, he said things and you didn't prove them wrong, therefore they're true and objectively true. What a jackass.
Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication.
No! Ow. Damn it.
Order! Order! Oh, Counsel, how does the defense respond?
Mr. Naruhodo.
What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying? Let's see. Unconscious at the table, having been poisoned.
What's the green stuff?
This one? I don't think I have anything to object with.
Yeah, so
We can.
we gotta just
We got a summation examination again.
wait and see. Wait for people to give you some fodder.
Yeah.
And then go, oh, nom 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 nom. Thank you.
No, I think if I click wait and see, Susato's gonna be like, no, you're gonna be found guilty. You know what? It's times like these
Where
that
save
we
time?
decide to save time by by saving just in case. Okay, let's see if wait and see equals no, Naruto, you have to say something. Everything's up in the air at the moment. Perhaps I should just wait and see what happens next.
Mr. Naruto, there's no time to sit back and wait.
Yeah, there it is. Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
We have to make our own way forward.
Oh, okay.
A fledgling idea will never flourish into a mature argument that's able to win over the jury, unless it's nurtured with some carefully chosen rhetoric.
Susato-san, I feel like your rhetoric is more carefully chosen than anyone's sometimes.
It seems your argument has run its course to nowhere.
No. No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest.
What? But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zeek's just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. But contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
Yay!
What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend?
Yeah, they're not objectively proven, they were subjectively proven. At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, made due to a lack of evidence. Oh, he knows it too. He knows he made a misplay. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand.
Don't be absurd. What is this
You
nonsense?
can't confidence play this one by us.
Yeah, you're not gonna confidence play this one by us. We're gonna stop you all the time. We're gonna play every single rule in the book we can. When you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider. Namely, was someone else responsible? Was the poison the tea? Was there another visitor? I think is the one that is the most actually dubious. What if the victim did in fact have another visitor beside Mr. Natsume?
If that's your assertion, by all means, tell us who it was.
Yes, well...
Well, who was this mysterious third party, counsel?
Oh!
I was thinking
It's
it
a
was...
little I think it might be Garadeb.
Oh, you think Garrett?
Yeah, Garadeb. Might be Garadeb. He's in the house. He's kind of slumpy. He's got a mustache. He walks kind of funky. I think it's a little too early to be naming names.
Contrary, it's a little too late, much like your defense.
Oh,
I'm
what?
gonna say, I think it's somebody else responsible.
Oh, someone else is responsible for it. Ah, okay, okay. Let me try and make more ice coins than that question. Wait. What if something fell from a higher window onto the ledge where his ice coins were happening? And so, I don't know, and then he was eating his soap and there was strychnine in it. I don't know, we'll figure it out. Because what if it's a second accidente? Namely, was someone else responsible? What if it was somebody else entirely who poisoned the victim?
If that's your assertion, by all means, tell us who it was.
This is going the same way.
Yeah.
So it's number 3.
It's number 3. Oh, wow, okay, so it's the tea wasn't poison.
What? Because we also saw a bottle of wine in there.
Yeah, that's fine. We took every hit we could have on the way. Yeah, we assume the poison's in the tea, but because we have no evidence of it being anywhere else. Was the poison in the tea?
It's true, they said there was nothing on the teacups or anything.
We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. Well, that's conjecture at best.
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night.
But
There is
that's
no
where you're just
other
taking his
possibility.
word.
That
He's
victim's
a
a
liar.
big-ass liar.
Since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
As I said, the situation's changed. Because, in fact, some of Mr. Natsumi's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Was it used Objection!
Oh,
Is it a
what?
puddle?
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively.
For tea.
What evidence are you suggesting they missed?
The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof. What evidence from the scene of the crime can tell us about the nature of the defendant's tea?
Oh, green line around the rim. Let's check that out. Oh, no, okay, so it's that. Oh. No.
Well, can you just look inside those cups? One of them has a line of tea and one doesn't.
Ah. Oh, nice catch. I didn't even catch that. So let me see the cup that Mr. Shamspeare was drinking from then.
Which is sus because if you look at Soseki's cup, they said
It's
the one
clear.
with the green. It's got lipstick on it because it was Juliet. His doesn't have any tea poured in it. This doesn't help us.
It's fine. It's on the inside.
Tea does that, I'm afraid. Even green tea.
Oh, really? I've never noticed before.
You've never noticed?
Oh, I never leave it in the cup long enough to leave a mark. I like to gulp it down. Drink tea while it's hot. That's a Japanese way, isn't it?
Oh, that's what Soseki did too.
So many people seem to have the wrong idea about our culture, and most of them are Japanese.
So Soseki doesn't have a line because
He drank it hot.
he drank it hot. Oh, maybe it's not even lipstick. I just saw this pinkiness, but that one has pinkiness too.
Yeah, they just
just the
old
lighting.
ass cups.
When you look at Soseki's, that doesn't have that then. Because it doesn't have check line. Only that one has check.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't. It had a zoom in. I did not anticipate that.
This is the teacup from which Mr. Natsume was drinking.
Yes, unlike the other one, the inside of the cup is completely clean.
I suppose he must have drank the contents before the tea had a chance to leave a mark.
Always gulp it down too.
Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo?
Well, if you just sip it little by little, it goes cold.
Clearly, I shall have to instruct you in the proper way to take tea.
There's no tea ring on the inside of Mr. Natsume's cup.
'Cause anyway, a tea ring is enough that you should be able to test though, no?
Hmm.
Can we look at the photo?
Let's look at the photo. There's nothing pertinent from the photo. If like, we're not gonna zoom in on this. I mean, yeah, they're what we have.
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea, counsel?
Is that there's some to test?
Well, I suspect it may possibly be related to tea. What? It is the cups.
Okay, the soap
Long
has...
time indeed, my
Can
learned
we examine
friend.
the soap again?
Yeah, let's examine
It
the
has
soap.
brownness on the soap, which the ice wouldn't leave. And
Yeah.
the coin was silver, not
So
copper.
you think
I
he
was
used the
thinking
tea?
it was rust because the coin would have been a dark color, but they noticed what the coin is, and it's a silver coin.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that
Yeah, I get
there's
your
tea.
line. Yeah, I get it. Wish I could disappear down a deep chasm and escape his deep sarcasm.
And I advise you to think more deeply before you answer again this time.
Okay, let's examine the soap first.
'Cause if you look at it, it's brownish.
Let me see. Circular depression on the side, 2 centimeters across. Do they comment on the brownness of it?
I don't think they're going to. I was hoping that it might be more check mark after.
So we took this one. Sure, when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember, yeah, a reddish medallion. There's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? I feel like we have to find that red coin, because that red coin is going to be... Because I think that red coin is what we need.
What's the clipboard? Oh,
Strychnine.
I just didn't remember what it was.
I mean, let's present the soap.
Yeah.
What do we got to lose? We've only got one life to lose at this point anyway. May as well...
Oh, good gracious. The soap again. The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice.
Yes.
Tea!
That's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday.
It's more bars of soap.
Soap? What are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar.
So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating.
In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Exactly. Something very obviously strange. They were red.
The ice was red? No, you mean...
That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. Gonna play more Dragon Quest now. Yeah, wicked. Have fun with that, yo. What? I would remind the court of the statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial.
He had to buy bottled water
Yeah.
to make stuff, and that guy didn't have water either. So he
Oh.
was using the tea.
He's using the tea so he could get some more coins. That evening, yes,
It was
I
too
did take some
cold in the middle of the night to get water.
freshly brewed tea with me when I visited Mr. Shakespeare's room as a gift. Still watching stream though. Yay. The public water pump outside always freezes at night, so I bought bottled water specially to make it. And this is the result. Never will I touch tea again. Never.
Oh yes, I believe there had been snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing. In the poor zone.
So on the night in question, Mr. Shamspeare, having no running water to use, was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word!
There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene.
That's a nice name.
Oh yeah, we're doing all right.
That's right, and we only borrowed one of them.
Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime, frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shamspeare's window.
Extraordinary!
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that even if 1 drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard will be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what was now been mere conjecture, by finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contained strychnine at all.
I'm just thinking they're gonna come back tomorrow.
And they're gonna be like, it did have
it was
poison.
poison, and we're gonna like, crap, how do we dig ourselves
And
out
then
of
it's
this
gonna be something dripped into it, I'm sure.
Oh, you smug Nipponese.
My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. The defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison.
This could like seal your case too, Vansy, because you shouldn't be angry.
Yeah.
It could seal either side.
Oh yeah, it could go well either way, really.
Instruct the police to attend the scene at once.
Yes, my lord. Understood. I'm sure it's gonna go poorly for us. I'm sure, like, there is poison in the tea. Well, fuck.
That'd do it.
That'll do it. Yeah, basically.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zeeks.
None, my lord.
Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
The prosecution and the defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord. Well, managed to scrape through there somehow.
Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Yay. We survived another day, to be continued. Woo! I think I'm gonna take a second, like a mini break to just stand up and grab some snacks. So I'm kinda hungry. So I think I'm gonna take like
A BRB.
I'm gonna do a BRB, but I'm not. I don't think I'm even really gonna turn off the. I'll turn off the mic, whatever. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna grab a snack and maybe go to the bathroom quick. Okay, we back. Whew. We made it back in one piece. Just. Yep. To be perfectly honest, I thought we were finished there for a while.
Oh, I know. What a lot of close shaves.
Why's all my furniture put away? Where's your desk?
Oh, I don't think we set up yet. Because this is right after we helped Soseki. And then, like, we got here, I think. But we didn't set up until, like, the 2 months.
There are so many carriages on the streets of London, yet you were very nearly flattened several times.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that.
Yes, I know. It was a marvelous defense, Naruhodo-san. It really was. I was in awe of you.
Oh, thank you.
And now that your fervent exploits have won us some more precious investigation time, let's see if we can't find some new clues for court tomorrow.
Yes, oh, let's do that.
Is everything all right?
I suppose. I still can't quite believe it, that's all. That I'm here in England working as a lawyer, I mean. In the Old Bailey, no less. The truth is, it shouldn't be me, should it? It should be him standing in my shoes. It should be Kazuma.
It was Kazuma-sama's wish that you follow him to Great Britain and work alongside him.
Yeah. I mean, I never had the chance to ask him exactly why, but he clearly had a plan. I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for him.
And you're doing wonderfully, Naruhodo-san. I've no doubt that Kazuma-sama would say exactly the same if he were here with us.
Smile, Susato! Thank you, Susato-san. Thank you. Aw, how pleasant. Whoop! Converse! Yes, let's talk. Today's trial. It was quite a shock earlier today, wasn't it? When the victim himself turned up in court and took the stand.
I know.
And not only that, but then finding out that he is actually a bare-faced gas thief as well.
Yes, that was certainly a surprise to us all. For a while, it seemed as though everyone had quite forgotten about Soseki-san poisoning the tea.
Careful of your phrasing, Susato-san. He didn't poison anything. And there's more to this Mr. Shamspear than we yet know. I'm sure of it.
Mr. Shamspear certainly wasn't the noble, upstanding man everyone thought he was at
He
first.
just looks pretty and people like that.
Yeah, he just looks pretty and people like that. Whoa. His sparkles and dances. What's become of him, actually?
I was told that he'd be returning to the hospital ward where he was receiving treatment.
Oh, which one's that? Same hospital where other things are happening?
Let me see. Yes, he's at St. Bartholomew's, or Bart's as Londoners call it.
We know that place, don't we?
Yes, we visited Miss Green there yesterday. It's the same hospital to which she was taken.
Yes, after Soseki-san stabbed her in the back.
Do be careful of your phrasing, Naruhodo-san. He didn't stab anyone.
Perhaps we both owe Soseki-san an apology. St. Bartholomew's. We should probably visit the hospital later. Well, what's next, Susato? So, we know that Soseki-san took tea to the victim in the night in question. Oh, nope, didn't mean to press that. But as he isn't the culprit, then obviously... Oh, wait, let me... click some things... What's this? Okay, it doesn't want to do what I want it to do. That's okay. But if that's the case, how on earth did the poison get into Mr. Shamspear's body?
I'm sure we'll find a clue at the scene. There must be something in Mr. Shamspear's room that will help solve the mystery.
Well, naturally, Scotland Yard detectives have been over the place already. But it couldn't hurt for us to have another look around, I think.
Definitely. And I'm desperate to know the outcome of the investigation into the tea left in the bar of soap.
Well, if we run into Inspector Gregson, we could ask him about that. Kazuma's wishes. Kazuma Asogi, the best friend I ever had, and a lawyer with such promise. Really saved my bacon in that horrible incident just before we left Japan. Oh, we get another cool shot of Kazuma. Who is like, what? He's in like top 10 coolest ace attorney according to like Japan poll. He beat who? Oh, he beat Ryunosuke? Oh, yeah. He was so cool. I mean, I hope we get more moments of him like in the past or something, because like man's got a crazy reputation for being around for like a third of a game. Yeah, he's 4th for like what, for like showing up. It's got to be the headband. I can still picture him now, looking so fierce and determined in court. And after the trial, that crazy idea he came up with. As a stowaway?
Yes, you can fit inside my trunk if you curl up small enough, I'm sure. No one will know.
Kazuma, won't you tell me why? Why go these lengths so that I can accompany you to Great Britain?
Well, it's been on my mind ever since we got through that trial. That you really ought to go into law. Be a defense lawyer. You've got a natural talent for it. Believe me, I guarantee it.
I've never even thought about becoming a lawyer.
Well, I can't force you, obviously. You'll have to decide for yourself. But anyway, London is the cultural capital of the world, the city at the forefront of everything. Can't hurt for you to see it with your own eyes.
No, that's true. Yeah.
I suppose, though, if you were to become a lawyer, then one day...
One day what?
Oh, no. Never mind.
What? Man, just talk. Just tell me in advance, man. This is only making things more complicated.
Naruhodo-san.
Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about Kazuma.
Yes, he's forever in my thoughts, too. To change the Japanese judicial system for the better. And that was his dream. And that's why he so desperately wanted to come to Great Britain to study, of course.
Yeah, that's right. But
Yes?
I do wonder if his true intentions lay elsewhere sometimes. I don't know. The thought just takes a hold of me every now and then, that's all. Kazuma got 4th place, man. And Edgeworth takes 1st place, and Phoenix takes 2nd. I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised that Phoenix gets that high, really.
Phoenix?
I feel like other people stand out. I feel like other people pick other standouts in the series outside of the protagonist, even though he is great. And Apollo being 5th is bizarre to me, because Apollo is like... I don't even remember Apollo.
Yeah. It's true.
Kazuma's true intentions.
Naruhodo-san, what do you mean by Kazuma-sama's true intentions?
He had some other thing to do here.
Yeah. Oh, whoa! I mean this! Yo, present blade.
Why did he bring this?
His katana.
Never expected to inherit this sword after Kazuma passed away, of course.
No, I know. It was because I asked you to take it.
When I have it at my side in court, I feel as though it gives me courage.
Yes.
Actually, the night before he died, he told me a little about the sword. Ooh. Oh, this is new info. New info. Karuma? Karma?
Seems longer
That's
than I
right.
remembered.
It's a prized sword that's been...
Yeah, it's that scene from Gurren Lagann where the guy's unsheathing the sword and it's like 2 meters long.
It's a prized sword that's been passed down through generations of the Asogi clan.
Oh, cool guy.
A Japanese man's sword is his soul, Ryunosuke. I can't be parted from my katana. Karma guides me. I truly believe that.
Not new information. So its name compels its wielder to slice evil in two? Not that you would need much compelling.
On that subject, there's something very important that I have to do in Great Britain.
Something you have to do?
Yes. I'd appreciate you seeing it through with me.
Of course I will. Whatever it is, I'll see it through the end with you.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
And then he didn't tell us what
And
that
then he
was.
didn't tell us what it was, and now we're just in the dark.
What did he mean that something very important that I have to do?
I'd hoped that the answer to that question would become apparent when we arrived here, but as yet I've not found a single clue.
I see.
Well, I guess that's all we got. We get to know that we
It's
know
the
nothing.
reminder that, like, hey, do you remember that first game? You had some clawing questions.
You continue to not get
Don't
to know about
forget
them.
those.
All right. Shall we go say hello to Mr. Sholmes and Iris?
Yeah, F it. Why not? Let's go say hello. Let's see what the two weirdos are up to. 22nd February, Sholmes Suite.
Oh, Bruno and Susie. Hooray, you're back. Hello, Iris. You're in fine spirits as always, I see. I am. And you look as immaculately presented as ever, Susie. Oh, you flatter me. Well, you couldn't have come at a better time. I've just made a pot of tea. I'll set some cups.
Really? Thanks, Iris. But actually, what is that? Oh, what's that funky smell?
That's the tea. It's a new blend.
Aha! The wanderers return at last. Where on earth have the pair of you two been?
Court?
We've been in court.
But I guess you left abruptly to avoid a conversation
Yeah.
before we went.
You avoided you just straight up pieced out when we wanted to talk to you about something, and you're just like, yeah, bye.
Ah, for Mr. Mustache's case. That was today, was it?
Wow, you remembered something.
I'm sure I mentioned it only yesterday, Mr. Sholmes.
I'm sure you think you did. Well, we can laugh about it now. So tell me, how did the trial go?
Reasonably well so far. We've managed to escape without a guilty verdict, at least.
Really? I would have liked to see it. And I must pass the time of day with Mr. Reaper again. It's been too long.
Is Lord Van Zeek's an acquaintance, Mr. Sholmes?
Naturally. There's not a person in the world who doesn't know my name, Mr. Naruhodo.
Everyone's an acquaintance.
Not quite what I asked, but still.
Everyone's a friend to Sholmes.
Mr. Sholmes, whatever is that odor?
Yeah, what is it? It's faint, but absolutely awful.
Ah, indeed. That's the scent of victory, my dear fellows. Victory in science.
Oh dear.
All right, I'll bite. What's he up to now? Let's click that question button.
Victory in science.
Victory in science. We need to know that one first. So what is that indescribably foul smell?
Ah, well, most probably this, I would say.
Is that the blood checking thing? Which vial is that? What is that?
My dear fellow, it is of course my latest invention. A chemical test that can identify whether or not tea is a genuine drop of some tea.
Oh my.
There's some unscrupulous sorts manning the stalls along some of London's less frequented streets. They regularly sell what purports to be high-quality tea, but is in fact merely dyed leaves of drab flavor.
Well, that's certainly unsavory behavior.
So when one is presented with what appears to be black tea, one must be careful. Iris!
At the ready, Hurley.
Here's some tea.
Let us add a drop of my chemical to this cup of tea here. Do you see what happens?
It's turned completely black.
It's not tea at all.
And what a foul odor it's giving off.
Indeed, the blacker the tea becomes and the more foul the odor, the better the tea is. It would appear that this cup was particularly fine Darjeeling.
That's very ingenious, but what do you do with that black liquid now?
Dump it.
Why, dispose of it naturally. Surely you wouldn't like to drink it, would you? Why would you drink it? That'd be insane.
So you just ruined the
That-
good tea.
Does seem to be a rather obvious problem with your new invention, Mr. Sholmes.
Hence why this chemical test is merely a test, my dear madam.
Like you take a
Right.
little bit out of the pot, test that, and see if you want to drink.
And then you see if you want to drink the rest of the pot.
Point is, we are entering a new era of science. In the world of criminal investigation also.
Yes, forensic science. Oh, these are such exciting
Red
times.
coins aren't going to be tea; they're going to be wine.
Oh, but they will be poison. They're gonna be poison. They're gonna be like, that was poison in there. And be like, it's not tea. And they're gonna be like, we don't believe
Because
Sholmes.
I did think that red was an unusual color for tea.
And then it's gonna be like, we don't believe Sholmes. And then it's gonna be guilty, and that's gonna be summation examination time. That's my bet for the flow of things there.
Makes it more cold to freeze wine.
Yeah, alcohol doesn't freeze very easily. But it's, I don't know, maybe it's because it's full of sugar? I don't know.
I regularly engage in the scientific experimentation alongside my unofficial consulting detective work. The Herlock-Sholmes method will be the foundation upon which modern investigative technique is based. This little tea indicant was a happy byproduct of my ongoing forensic science research.
Forensic science? I suppose I should find out more about that. We'll get to Zeke's eventually. So your tea test, is that an example of forensic science?
Indeed it is. An essential tool in cases that hinge on the knowledge of whether some tea is of high or inferior quality.
Not a huge number of cases then.
Perhaps a more practical example is required. Fingerprints? Not yet accepted in our court as evidence, I might add. Really, we are dragging our heels there.
I'd even heard of them until recently.
Which is partly why I undertake research in this field myself, of course.
Does that mean you're studying fingerprints, Mr. Sholmes?
There are others in that field already, and I abhor the company of inferior minds. No, what I'm researching is skin prints.
What?
Types of skin?
Yeah, aren't fingerprints a type of skin print?
Skin prints, a nomenclature of my own design, as is this chemical agent that makes it possible. It instantly reveals objects touched by whichever person is under investigation.
Brilliant, Mr. Sholmes.
As long as it doesn't turn everything completely odorous and black.
I assure you, my dear fellows, you'll witness my forensic talents in action very soon indeed.
I'm sure we might get a Sholmes segment then. That'll be fun.
Lord Barrack Van Zeeks. Yes, it's an interesting sobriquet he has, isn't it? The Reaper of the Bailey. Once the legendary prosecutor has fought for someone's conviction, that person is doomed. Even if he or she is found not guilty by the courts, sooner or later the hapless soul will vanish from the capital.
But vanish how exactly?
By falling under a passing carriage or drowning in the Thames. Or succumbing to a sudden fever, or quite out of the blue being set upon by highwaymen. There are numerous routes to one's final terminus, my dear fellow.
It all seems a little far-fetched, really.
Well, on the bright side, Mr. Mustache is fighting fit. For the time being, at least.
That's not overly reassuring.
If the rumors are true, though, the obvious conclusion would surely be that those acquitted are, well, by Lord Van Zeek's own hand.
As it happens, Mr. Sato, that is quite impossible.
Oh? Why?
Naturally, the man very quickly came under such suspicion. However, whenever these incidents occurred, the Reaper always had a cast-iron alibi.
Really?
He's always accompanied by thousands of people.
I guess so.
And so his reign continued. But 5 years ago, he vanished from the courts, never to appear as a prosecutor again.
Until you showed up.
And that is until you arrived in the country, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yeah, so I've heard. In fact, it was the very day I arrived when I was thrust into that trial at the Old Bailey. That bitter fight to the death concluded with the Reaper's resurrection. And really did end bitterly indeed. Oh boy! What an explosive finish to that case. And here you are, facing Mr. Reaper again.
Poor Bruno. I don't know if you're just incredibly unlucky. Or incredibly unlikable.
I think it goes deeper than just me. I sense a general loathing of all Japanese people.
He seems to get accused a lot here. And she's
I'm
like,
gonna bring up the... Oh, we're bringing it up. Hey, what do people think about Japanese people here? We're feeling a lot of hostility
there's not
almost
a lot
all
of
the
them
time.
Here at the time period, so they're sus because they're not the usual. They were foreign.
With Mr. Natsume, who I'm currently defending, being Japanese as well as Miss Susato and myself, I felt it even more keenly in court today. For some reason, Lord Van Zeke seems to have an inherent disdain of the Japanese. Indeed. It is an interesting observation.
Do you know something about it? Do you, Mr. Sholmes?
It was about 10 years ago that Baroque Van Zeeks chose to enter the legal profession. However, before that time, the young man's closest companion hailed from the Empire of Japan.
No! And then betrayed him. What the? Tell us more, Mr. Sholmes. What happened?
I believe I've made it clear before. I'm unable to tell you anything about the affair.
Oh, but...
He's like, just so you don't feel.
Just
like
so you don't feel like you started that
you
way.
just remind him of some bad memories.
The veil will be lifted on the events of that past in due course, I have no doubt. For now, however, it is Mr. Mustache who is most deserving of your attention, I believe.
A genuinely sensible thing coming from Sholmes. Well, I think we should go back to the scene and see if we can cover any new clues.
That's the spirit, Bruno. See you later.
Yes, until later.
I like this scene. That's cute. No, Mr. Sholmes. We were thinking you'd come with us.
You're a good
You are?
investigator, aren't you?
Yes, of course. You said so just a moment ago. You said we'd witness your forensic talents in action.
Ah, yes, I do recall saying something along those lines. But you go on ahead. I shall be sure to follow you later, in all likelihood. Probably, maybe. Well, I might.
Your commitment astounds me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. We'll eagerly await your arrival. Bye-bye, Bruno. Bye, Susie.
Okay, well, I guess that's that. Is Iris around? Can we, like, bug just Iris?
Busy.
Oh, she's busy. she's really hammering away at those keys there. So, do we want to see Shamspear? Let's check out the room itself. It's probably got the... We need to find the bottle.
But yeah, I think Van Zeeks is gonna come in and be like, haha, we did what you wanted and we tested it and it was poison.
Oh, yeah, it's gonna be...
And then we're gonna be like, but is it tea? And he's gonna be like, damn it, you told us it was tea. And you'll be like, I have some new science.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be like...
Dang, new science, it's not proven.
And then it's gonna be summation examination.
Yes.
Yeah, that is exactly the sequence I said before.
You had something dripped into it.
Oh, no, but I mean that sequence of events of, that's tea, that's not tea. Check it out, look at Sholmes. Mr. Natsume's lodgings, ground floor. Oh, hello again, Inspector Gregson.
What are you doing here?
Well, we were hoping to have another look around, actually.
The lawyer representing the defendant has a right to examine the scene, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yeah, I know the score.
Oh, yes, one other thing. The soap on the ledge outside the window. Did you find it? With the tea in it?
Yeah, we found it all right. And there was a small amount of tea in it, as you said.
I knew it.
And it's with the identification at section the yard now. They're looking into it. Results should be available later today.
That's wonderful news. Thank you.
just doing my job.
Pretty impressive performance in court this morning.
Sorry?
Nothing. Forget it. Just make sure you don't disturb anything in here.
Okay. Okay, well, there he is.
He's already here.
He is. You said you weren't going to show up. And
I
immediately.
think it's just if you go to different places first.
Yeah, he won't be there. Is it just me or does this place look even more shabby than the last time we were here? It somehow has increased in shabbiness. If you ran out of change, you wouldn't even have any light, let alone heat. For the needy, London's winters can be very harsh.
That's true, but if you think about it, even the wealthy would find themselves freezing if they ran out of small change.
London's winters can be very harsh for the forgetful too, then. Frankly, I'm starting to wonder if Susato-san and I are going to make it to spring.
That's true. We don't even have a meter at Baker Street, let alone a gas stove.
Look how dark the stain on the floor is underneath the meter there.
Yes, from all the water dripping out of the ice coins melted as you established in court this morning.
It's a very large and obvious stain, isn't it?
Mr. Shamspeare must have used an awful lot of ice coins, I suppose.
It was an ingenious idea. I'll give him that. It's like, I mean, F it, I guess. He didn't break contract. And it was scummy, but he quote-unquote played by the rules there. The sun never shines in this room, thanks to that depressing bricked-up window.
Yet, with enough determination, you can always remove the bricks to set some soap outside, can't you?
Sounds like a very wise life lesson, Miss Susato.
Only if you plan to follow a life of crime, Mr. Naruhodo.
Hello, sir.
Can we, is there anything else? Nope,
Well, let us look at
we
the
must,
bottle.
okay, we've got this.
So it turns out that Mr. Shamspeare wasn't eating the soap at all.
That's right. Mr. Why he had it on a plate was holding a fork in his hand is solved.
Yes, to prize his latest ice coin out of its mold. And in the process, he accidentally broke the bar of soap in two.
Certainly was hard to imagine, let alone deduce. Hobo Iceman! Alright, Sholmes. What do you got to say? Mr. Sholmes, what are you up to over there?
What a question indeed. Was it not your good self who asked me to attend the scene? Oi! What are you doing here, Sholmes? What are you up to over there? What are you doing here? Dear me, once a great detective, one is always under scrutiny, it seems.
Is now the time, Mr. Sholmes? Are you about to show us your forensic talents in action as you promised?
With the greatest of pleasure, my dear madam.
Oh, are we gonna get, is it deduction time? Oh! What's all this? I like the idea that he's got way more on, but he just puts the mask on. Okay, that's pretty cool.
Oh, this is precisely what you requested, Mr. Naruhodo. Unlock Sholmes' sensational skin print seeker gun. Moments ago, I took a sample from the teacup that was used by the victim.
A sample from Mr. Shamspeare's cup.
Would he have touched everything in his own room?
It seems like he would have touched everything in his own room.
Each individual leaves microscopic secretions on everything he or she touches.
Ooh.
A sample of those secretions is all I need to produce this, a refined indicator solution.
Leaving a snail trail.
By liberally spraying the room with this chemical, everything the victim touched is instantly revealed with the aid of these
Rude,
goggles.
man. I think you should.
Try them on!
For what Soseki touched.
Now spray the chemical indicator about and all will be revealed.
Spray? How do I do that exactly?
Little press of A on the area you're interested in is all that's required. Like this.
Yeah, how is it not on everything? I mean, it's all this stuff. What is this stuff? It's like fog.
A suspension of the chemical indicator in a pressurized gas. It's the most efficient way to cover a large area. That was another invention I discovered incidentally whilst I was developing this idea.
As you do.
Go ahead, try it, my dear fellow. You may learn something interesting about the victim's movements on the night in question. Yo, I'm trying the loose floorboard. Nothing to lose, I suppose. Let's explore.
Yeah.
Yo, floorboard,
that we
floorboard.
Always see, but haven't.
Oh, nope. Wait, maybe I can... Oh, I knew it. I knew it. There's some secrets in there. Look at all this here. Ah, yes, interesting. A multitude of the victim's handprints. He was clearly practicing handstands and couldn't get it quite right, so he had to adjust this position multiple times. Why are there so many on the floor in this one spot? Perhaps he had a bad fall just here?
There's nothing obvious that would have tripped over there, is there?
I wonder. Personally, I often stumble when there's nothing obvious to trip over.
I think that's something only great detective would do, Mr. Sholmes.
Well, this is quite a puzzle. Handprints all over the floor. Yes, there's no obvious explanation.
Except that there's a big.
Let me
circle
lift
there.
it! Let me lift it! Allow me to lift, please. Okay. Check table, yep.
What's on that box?
Ooh, yeah, what's with the box? We do not get to deal with the box. The box is unfortunately not curious enough. How does he have a hand down there?
To get a candle. Like lean
Oh,
down
to like
get a
lean down, get the
candle?
candle. Ah, okay, that makes sense, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Bricks, I guess? Yeah, all over there. Okay, so I think the important thing is obviously the floorboard. That called it. Oh, I guess there's something else I gotta find.
Can you not look at the box? Can you not look at anything?
Can I? Okay, I can. Okay, so it repeats it if I click it again.
Can we turn off the glasses anymore?
I am not sure. Oh wait, maybe here. Oh.
We've got something behind.
Oh, there's something behind there for sure. There are dozens of handprints here. So there are, great many indeed. So much that it's hard to make out any one individual print, in fact.
Oh, it sends a chill down my spine.
Perhaps he was leaning against the wall while he admired this picture? He was really admiring that picture with both hands. Actually, what the hell could you be doing with both hands up and like in... Is there a face scan going on?
He's doing the cross your eyes and then back up.
Oh, is there a stereoscopic image right there in front of him? Unlikely, I would say.
With the two things beside them, it's...
Oh, and something that came to mind, you know how they were really pushing the stereoscopic images in the last game? I think it's because the game originally came out on the 3DS. And it originally just had a 3D mode.
Yeah.
And then they added the, like, no, you have to look at two different pictures because you can't turn 3D on.
Yeah.
And, yeah, the 3DS was awesome. Except, like, I know people get some headaches, but, like, some games, when you play them in 3D, like...
I didn't play anything in 3D.
Oh, if you played...
Off.
If you play Monster Hunter in 3D, it's like you're in there, and it's really cool. It's a really nice effect when you get it going.
And without wishing to state the obvious, you wouldn't generally admire a picture from such close quarters, I feel.
Yeah, you wouldn't, like, get on in there. Oh, very true, Mr. Sato. It's a bit of a mystery, then. Unless we remove that... I mean, you look at the positioning of that panel, maybe there's a glory hole?
Well, that's what I said. Take off the picture and take up the floorboard. They're
He's
hidey
great.
holes.
They're hidey holes, for sure.
Mr. Sholmes' amazing skin print indicated all over this room, didn't we?
Oh, wait, that was me saying that.
We did, but there are two places in particular that are of interest, I would say.
The handprints on the floor there. And on the wall by the picture, you mean? Yo, tear that shit up. Tear that shit up right now.
Yes, and I think the floor wants closer investigation. I won't be a moment.
Susato, tear up. Wait, I want to just... No! Oh, I couldn't get a clean shot of it. I want to get the...
Crouch?
I want to get the crouch. As crouch sprite.
Ah!
What is it, Mr. Sato?
It lifts.
Look here, Mr. Naruhodo. One of the floorboards has popped out.
One of the... You mean it's a secret hiding place? Excellent work, Mr. Sato. So what do we have in here? What are you lot doing? Inspector
Investigate.
Gregson, stand aside right this minute. It's my job to investigate there.
Well, Well then, why don't you do it?
No need, Inspector. You continue to dig into your portion of chips while we dig around under the floor here. Your fancy talks put me off my food anyway, Sholmes. New bit of evidence is exactly what I need.
So do we.
Wow, secret hiding place under the floor. What a find. Oh,
It's not a hiding place you could make use of in Japan. I don't think I could lift straw tatami mat.
no, I know. I never expect one of these wooden floorboards to move either. It's got me wondering about the wall over there too. Aren't you curious?
Well, Gregson's busy.
Oh! I'll investigate at once.
Yeah.
I enjoy that she has to stand on the box.
There's nothing behind the picture, sadly. Only the wall.
But is there something written on the back of the picture?
How disappointing.
Because, like, he has that envelope that's hidden. It could just be tucked in the back of the picture.
What's back there? I need to know. How do you explain the handprints?
I really can't think why anyone would have been touching the wall over and over in one place like that.
Click
They
were.
took a photo?
There you are. A print for you.
Photograph of the handprints on the wall has been entered into the court record. Oh, thank you very much. This invention can make prints too? Now then, wonder if Inspector Gregson's found anything under the floor there.
I'm desperate to know.
So am I.
Nah, you'll get to see this in court tomorrow. We're gonna bust it out in the 11th hour as a surprise, and only when it's needed.
Gregson, chair. Love to know if there's anything hidden underneath the floorboard there.
Allow me to ask Gregson now. After all, we're well acquainted. Inspector Gregson, really, if it's been too long. What is it, Sholmes? I thought perhaps you might show me what you found there, seeing as we're such good friends.
He hates you. Good Irish.
We're not friends. No, I suppose not. Well, I tried. A dismal failure.
I just enjoy this as a screen cap.
A dismal failure.
Yes, I heard. I'd kill to know what was under that floorboard.
Can we look at the picture on this side? Like you added it to your... Oh,
Oh,
evidence.
All right then, fair's fair.
what?
You can look.
You did discover the hiding place after all. I suppose I should at least fill you in.
Really, Inspector? Thank you.
And do it quickly, my dear fellow. If there's one thing I know about this man, it's that he blows with the wind, as fickle as the weather. Oh, stop making me out to be some kind of nut. There were 3 items under the floor there. A newspaper clipping, a photographic print, and a tin box. Now, what do you want to know?
Take me through them. Take me through them. Newspaper clip king.
Looks like this was cut out of the paper about 3 months ago. It's about a convict who got sick and died while he was serving up time in Manchester.
How terrible.
Made the headlines down here in London as well. Bloke had been sentenced to death, you see, but nature got him first.
Oh my goodness, he'd committed a capital offense.
Man by the name of Selden. Nasty piece of work in the burglaries and murder. They say the hoard he knocked off was worth about £1,000.
A hoard? Of treasure, you mean?
Jewelry and the like, but he'd hidden it somewhere, and no one knows where. Now he's dead. Papers loved it, of course. £1,000 lost en route to hell, or some such was the headline. And does it not strike you, though? Why such an article will be so carefully ensconced under the floor?
Because this guy wants to find the lost treasure.
Oh, does he want to find that lost treasure?
I suppose now you mention it, does seem a bit odd. Perhaps I'll go over the paperwork we've got on Selden back at the yard and see if I can turn anything up.
Capital offender article has been entered into the court record. Let's look at it. Let me look at it. Let me look at it. Can I look at it closer? Manchester Strangeways Prison announced the death of convicted murderer and burglar Selden by natural causes in the early hour of the morning. He had been suffering with fever since the end of October. Alerted by the shouts of his fellow cellmate, medical staff arrived to find him already dead before his capital punishment could be carried out.
Makes me think of Man in the Iron Man.
Oh, I'm a die to get out of here type of deal.
Selden
Or like
getting out and then getting put back in.
Selden?
That was the name of.
Oh, is that the name of the prisoner? Ah, okay. Photographic print. Oh, huh. This is the photo. Oh, wait, is he related to Garrett in some way? This is the photograph I found. Looks reasonably recent to me. It would appear to have been taken on the street in front of the house here. And the gentleman on the left is Mr. Garadeb, the landlord, of course. Oh, we have to show this to him. Who the fuck is that? Who's that young man on the right? Mr. Garadeb's son, perhaps. Oh, I mean, it's the guy who painted his portrait, for sure. But, I mean, maybe we'll squeeze more info about that out of him.
Is with the roundy lady that we think?
Mm-hmm. We think he may be associated with the roundy lady. Oh, and he's not part of the... He moved out. So these three things may not have been his. They may have been this guy's. Perhaps you could take that print if you like. Really? Are you sure? We can presume, therefore, that the yard already knows. The identity of the young fellow, that is. Ah, is that true? Well, it's too bad if we do. Fortunately for you lot, leaking information isn't one of my pastimes. My dear Inspector, if I may be so bold as to point something out. Pastimes are for one's leisure, but this is for work. Oh, all the more reason I'm not telling you. A dismal failure. A dismal failure. Yes, I heard. The hidden photograph has been entered into the court record.
Do you think there is anything on the back of it?
Oh, probably. We'll get to see once it's in our court record. I think it is. Is it? Is it now? I wonder why a photograph like this was hidden under the floor. I mean, Mr. Shamspeare himself isn't in it. Photographic prints are still rare treasures in the East End. I imagine Mr. Garadeb was rather delighted to have been immortalized. He probably made a proud present of it. Okay, let's check it out. Do we get to look at it? Nope. That's it. Magnifying glass equals there's nothing to inspect there, probably. Tin box! Nah, this tin box looks interesting, doesn't it? It's unfortunate, but it's empty. Oh, I love boxes. I love containers. Might I suggest, Inspector, that you open it? If you were to find something inside that reveals the truth behind this case, I wouldn't be in the least surprised. Yeah, funnily enough, I've already had a look. There's nothing. It's completely empty. What? Shamspeare, give us a clue, man!
You didn't even have the chance to utter a word, Mr. Naruhodo. But anyway, at least we found out what's inside the box.
Yeah, thin air. It's empty. Rather like how I feel inside. Is there nothing more to this box then? I wonder.
I don't know. Everybody seems to be like, this has no clues, and then you investigate it upside down and stuff.
And then it's got a clue.
There's something there.
Meow!
Yay!
Wagyu hi! Wagyu hi, kitty. What do you have for us? Will you let us turn around so that I can look at that wine?
Oh look, it's the lovely little kitty cat. What was its name?
It's Mr. Natsume's, isn't it? I don't think we ever asked him, actually. Well, why don't we call it, Wagahai? You know, like Mr. Natsume refers to himself in Japanese. What have we got in here? Clever cat.
Oh wonderful. Well then, Wagahai, here's something delicious I bought for you from the Cat's Meat Man.
Cat's Meat Man? Meow! Happy kitty. Sleepy kitty. I like seeing the cat and Gregson both just on the ground.
He couldn't be happier now. Look.
Let's hope he can bring some happiness to his owner, too. Examine kitty! Okay. Aw, hi. Examine the kitty. That's amazing. Do you do anything? Meow. That was a cheeky little meow wagga hi. Oh.
Oh, he's so adorable. I could sit and watch him forever.
I think he may not appreciate that after a while. And we have an investigation to get back to. Ba-bom-bom.
Gregson?
Greguson.
Check.
Oh, he's checkmarked. We've completed Greguson.
Can we look at the photo on the wall again?
It does not appear to be anything of value right now.
Can we look at the print that Sean gave us of it?
We can look at the photo of the photo on the wall.
Magnifying glass?
Yo. That is that, I believe.
Can we look at the newspaper clipping?
We did, and the newspaper clipping gives us just text.
Right, because I was like, we can't turn it over like some newspapers are like, I meant the article on the other side.
Yeah. Okay. Nothing particular of note. Okay.
On to the next place?
On to the next place, and I think I will call it after the next place. Just have some errands to run tonight, so gonna have to call it a little bit sooner than I'd like to, but such is life. It's been a busy week, busy weekend. Got stuff to do. Where should we go?
Hospital.
Hospital? Okay, let's go to Hospital.
Hospital.
L'Hôpital. Alright, last destination tonight, L'Hôpital. Let's see what clues we have. Oh shit, a rat. It's still there and it's massive. 22nd February. St. Bartholomew's Hospital, recovery ward.
What do you suppose is happening? It sounds like some sort of disturbance.
Yeah, I hear angry voices. Uh-oh.
They're not friends.
Be not angry, O ample lady. Verily, thou art mistaken.
Mistaken my foot. You were looking at my painting.
The eye of man hath not heard, the ear of man hath not seen. 'Twas foul indeed the poison that mustached villain gaveth me. Forgive me, lady.
I wish you died from that poison.
Wow.
God a mercy, ample lady. But thou seest, I have vigor still. Behold my Shakespeare dance. Oh my god, this is freaking Dingus, man.
This looks rather ominous, doesn't it?
I got it. Ominous.
You've seen us.
Lo, 'tis the lawyer from the land whence riseth the sun. How now? What are you doing here, Mr. Shakespeare? Mary, I do believe I'm returned into another ward.
He was looking. That's what he was doing. Looking at my terrible work.
Eastern fellow, so darkly clad. Faith, thy work in court this morning was wonderful. I do applaud thee. Oh, well, thank
Her
you.
work to make you appear quite sketchy.
But that doesn't mean things will go so wonderfully for you tomorrow, does it? What the fuck?
He appreciates your acting skills, but he will best you tomorrow.
He will best me tomorrow. He thinks he will. Unbend. What? Yo, excuse me.
It's
I
like
don't
a
think...
pipe cleaner.
It's like, how flimsy is this rod? No, excellent. I'm out of here. Oh, I don't like this guy. Mr. Shakespeare might technically be the victim in this case. There's definitely a lot more to it than that. It's very hard to pin the man down.
I'm so sorry. I'm such an awful person.
Miss Green, is everything all right? Are you okay? Getting enough sleep? Need some snacks? Need some water? I'll bring you it.
Oh, yes. I mean, don't worry about me. They're about to discharge me, so I must get ready to leave now.
Oh, I see.
We're delighted that you'll soon be well enough to go home, Miss Green. Oh dear, you're too kind. I don't deserve it.
Oh. She looks so adorable just on the edge of the bed, just like chilling there. It's that picture that that Nintendo posted today of like 364 days to Halloween, and then there's just like a Gengar sitting on some steps, just chilling and looking forward. And that's what this is reminding me of right now. Can we talk to her?
Can we look at the painting?
So, are you feeling more like yourself today, Miss Green?
I am. Thank you. I mean, people do recover from ordeals like this, don't they? Even people like me.
Oh yes, it was really an ordeal, wasn't it?
As far as I was concerned, I was just walking along in the snow one evening, minding my own business. And then, completely out of the blue, I was struck in the back by a knife and collapsed unconscious for days. Of course, when I finally woke up again yesterday, the whole business had been cleared up already. What a terrible week it's been for you. Oh no, I'm sure I'm very lucky, really. I look back on this fondly.
I mean, I guess look at it fondly that you didn't die? Really?
Anyway, I must be getting my things together now, so I'm ready to be discharged.
Yes, of course. Sorry to take up your time when you're obviously busy. Can I look at your painting?
She got mad at us last time.
Nothing of note. I can't even attempt to look at the painting.
We did look at the
Look at the photo, look at that.
Because I feel like that dude we saw somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it the photo?
I think so, but I can't talk to her and show her things.
Well, we can look at that photo again. Now that we have the other photo, it might recognize.
You think something will happen? Picture of a young man, same age as Miss Green. Special someone. Oh, okay. Same text as before, I think.
I didn't know you had a sense for matters of the heart.
Not in the least. I sincerely said the first thing I thought of, yeah. So is that. Is that all we get for now? That's a little shorter than I thought it was gonna be.
We're on examine right now.
Yeah, we're on examine
Can
right
you
now.
be and what are your options? Or like,
I cannot
yeah, we
cannot
can't
talk to her.
represent.
Okay, that went a little faster than I thought it was gonna. So, you know what, let's check prison. Let's just say hi to Soseki.
Okay.
And then we'll call it there. We'll see if Soseki's awake. Soseki! Oh, there he. Oh, here's our guy. Hey, buddy. Hey, who bought you another day of freedom, huh? Huh?
That's not freedom. He's still in jail.
We got him another day, not in death.
Yep.
That's a victory.
It's not freedom.
It's
but
not free. It's
death.
a victory. I take it as a dub. 22nd February, local prison, cell 9.
Oh, Mr. Natsume is back.
So he is. Mr. Natsume. Hello. I am a cat. Okay. All right, that's a good one.
We have met your cat.
We've met your cat. Sorry? I don't know who Mr. Natsume is, or Herlock Sholmes. I don't know about courts or trials or Old
He
Baileys.
just wishes he was.
I'm a cat. That's what I am. Just a cat.
Mr. Naruhodo, he's trying to escape from reality.
Trying to. He already has. Completely. So, what's your name then? As yet, I have no name.
Mr. Naruhodo, he hasn't fully thought out his new identity yet. Maybe it's not too late to bring him back to reality.
You think you could open your eyes for us, Mr. Natsume?
We'll give you a treat.
We'll give you a treat. We'll give you a treat.
Good kitty.
Good kitty. I am not a cat.
It worked. He's back in the real world.
What's going to become of me? No, don't answer that. It's obvious. My cursed soul is never going to escape this accursed fate.
Mr. Natsume, no. This morning's proceedings in court prove that there's hope.
Yes. A locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, was brilliant, but the Reaper is omnipresent in court, in my lodgings, here, there, everywhere. What is he looking straight at me for? I think perhaps there are some things we should discuss. Oh, yes, we must. He has his own theme, I'm just realizing that now. I guess my audio's been a little quiet. Morning's trial. In my whole life, have I ever been so moved as I was today? No.
Not last trial?
Not last trial. Of course, if I cast my mind back, there were perhaps 1 or 2 other occasions that moved me before. But if I just block those out, then today, being in that courtroom was the most moving experience of my life. Locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire. You're too kind.
Scotland Yard found the remaining tea, just as we deduced, and are analyzing it as we speak.
There's nothing wrong with that tea. They won't find a drop of poison in it. That's a solemn sworn Soseki certainty.
The last one's not Nest, bro.
But we're close enough. We're gonna tell me, did you both drink the tea at the same time that night?
Nope. You can
Oh,
get one
yes.
teacups.
Most definitely. Remember, drink tea while it's hot.
That's what you did.
We both poured it down our throats like it was a hot bath for our bellies.
Nope.
And at the time, you're both completely fine.
Unless he had extra drink in there a second time later. Because they might have had cheers, we drink together, and then I pour myself more drink later. Shown by the fact that he and Mr. Shamspeare then engaged in the Romeo and Juliet match. Suppose the focus of tomorrow's proceedings will be how the poison was taken by the victim then. Mr. Shamspeare. That rotten Shamspeare! What have I ever done to him?
Beat him while you were dressed up as Juliet?
You don't recall him taking issue with you over anything you've done recently. I've been holed up in my room, immersed in books. I don't recall anything. Anything at all! Right. But what I do understand is why he didn't let me know sooner.
Let you know what, Mr. Natsume?
About the soap, of course. What else? I want to know that trick.
He's like, I could have gotten
Oh dear.
you.
Are you struggling with such a meager stipend?
Of course I am. If I had money, I would have to choose to live an accursed existence in such accursed lodgings. Oh, yes, you said it's because the place is cursed that it's so cheap, don't you? Exactly. Especially the room that I rent. It's extra cursed. The spirit of the capital offender who lived there still haunts the place, and it's trying to kill me! Capital offender? Might I ask, locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, that the next time you visit me, you bring some scores of super soft soaps? Why do you want extra soap for?
He's gonna make his own.
Oh, he's gonna make his own. Okay.
For
Okay.
his room.
I want to show him. Is this the capital offender? Is this the guy?
Yeah, sure.
Is this the guy? Do you care? Ooh, what's this? That's a newspaper cutting that found Mr. Shamspeare's room. Oh, so he knew, did he? Sorry? About this man, Selden,
He haunts my room.
a convicted killer, and the evil spirit behind the curse that affects my lodgings.
What?
He's already taken one young man's life, and now he's trying to take the life of another, a miserable, mustache-malign Japanese man. Mr. Natsume, if you know something, please, you must tell us. Tell us everything you can about this evil spirit. Evil spirit? Capital offender Selden. The truth is, I didn't know the details myself until very recently. That Selden man was arrested about a year ago now, and at the time, he was hiding out in lodgings at Mr. Garadeb's house. Wait a second. So, you're mentioning that he's the Man in the Iron Mask guy, Selden, right?
So
You think...
Selden was the Aramis said, "Oh, your release papers weren't for that prisoner; they were for Selden. He's in there for just writing some like bad limericks that were insulting."
But
He's still,
Selden...
like, involved in the plan, but not involved in the plan.
No, but so Selden is the twin of the story, right? In Man in the Iron Mask?
No.
What? The release papers? Wait, what do you mean then?
When Aramis goes to the prison
Yeah.
and he gets the prison guy drunk,
Oh, wait, is
goes,
Selden the
"Oh,
extra second guy?
we're supposed to release Selden. And
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh yes, of course." And then he's like, "Except you're actually releasing this guy." And he's like, "I'm releasing Selden. It said right there." And he's like, "No,
Nope,
you're not."
nope. So Selden is okay. So I'm getting this correctly. In Man in the Mask, Iron Mask, basically at one point there's a switcheroo that happens between a prisoner and like a prisoner and someone else. So in order to get a man out that they think will be a good double, they're like, there was initially a meeting to release Selden, because they're like, oh, release Selden, he's literally done nothing, it's fine. And then when they go to release Selden, our protagonists of that story are like, nah, don't release Selden, release this other man. What? But the paper said Selden. No. What papers? They said this other guy. So Selden is kind of a guy who got forgotten in prison. He got forgotten about in prison and got to stay in even though he got a pardon. What a rip.
But yeah, I just haven't seen the name Selden in hardly anything.
Yeah,
so that's why it stuck out to me as like,
Yeah, I mean, if you're pulling from Western media or European media, whatnot, yeah, that's a Dumas. What? He live where you do now? That's right. Yes, exactly where I live now, in my very room. Oh my! Your room was previously occupied by a criminal found guilty of capital offense. But before his sentence could be carried out, he died in prison. That was 3 months ago now. Ooh. Did he, though? Or did someone else die in his place? Da-na-na. And that's when it started. The curse.
What really is this curse you keep mentioning, Mr. Natsume?
It's already caused one death. A few months after the criminal passed away in prison, a man died in the room. The man who rented it after Selden, in fact. The poor lodger, he was found dead in mysterious circumstances. The room was locked from the inside. Locked from the inside? Exactly like the case we're dealing with now. So that's the convict's curse, is it? Yes. Oh, well, that was the start of it. What's the end? Tell us more, Soseki.
Do you have any idea how the lodger before you passed away, Mr. Natsume?
The official cause of death was asphyxia. When they discovered the body, the room was full of gas. Gas? I only found that out after I'd signed the lease. When Mr. Garadev came to tell me later, I couldn't stop myself trembling. In fact, if I'd known beforehand, I'd probably have been too scared to take the room. Landlord's lease, luckily legal. Lucky for Mr. Garadev, maybe, but not so lucky for poor Mr. Natsume. Now you believe this curse is affecting you. It is. At first, I just felt as though I was being watched all the time. And then you talked about having nightmares, didn't you? The dead are trying to take me with them. They come for me and try to suffocate me. Just when I'm struggling to breathe, I wake up. The room is as cold as ice.
But why is the room so cold?
because it's winter and he's poor.
London winters are too cold to bear without any heating and overnight. But for some reason, even though I light the stove before I climb into bed at night, the pilot light always goes out and the room fills with gas. But that's terrible. That's really bad. That's really bad.
That's a health and safety hazard, but I guess you're allowed to rent dangerous apartments.
Yeah, I guess you're allowed to rain. Yeah, I guess that's fine.
Like, this is not safe.
Yeah, I think fire safety didn't happen until more people exploded, and we also had alternatives. And yet people continue to want gas ovens in their homes. Why? I will never understand, and I will fight people on that one. I find it bizarre and unnecessary. And then there's what happened to Mr. Shamspeare last night, when he was mysteriously poisoned. There's clearly more to that incident that can be explained by a curse, though.
Whatever can be caused of all these strange happenings in Mr. Garrideb's rooms?
Okay, I think that's what we get from him. Is there anything else?
Can you present him the other stuff in the floorboards?
Okay, we'll try. Oh, we don't have the tin. They get to keep the tin.
Yeah.
The tin has something important in it that we don't get to know yet. But we can show a photo. Mr. Natsume. Nothing much, but... It's been too long since I've been offered a present with that... Oh, okay, nope.
And I want to know if he knows anything, like, did you see him going...
I
to
accept
the
it
beach?
gladly. But I wasn't trying to give it to you, actually.
Have you seen Prince Mary?
See, I suspect that going to painting equals spying on Soseki. So we'll see if he knows anything about it. Nope, he does not. I think that's what we get from him. I think we're pretty done with him. I don't think he's got anything to do with. I mean, maybe he's seen the rest of this. Nope, he is not. Okay, I think that's good for now then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't think of anything else we can really press on him that will change anything else he's really got to say.
Yeah.
We'll have a decent amount of investigating to do, and everything that we've found so far is we haven't found anything too big. You know, like painting a big picture. I think our next goal is gonna be to talk to Mr. Garrideb.
Yes.
Because you know, being in that photo is
We have
obviously
things to
very
ask Garrideb about.
yeah.
Even I would like to go to Soseki's room if we can.
Yeah, just to
Look at
check
that
what's
gas stove stuff.
yeah. Those will be missions for another time. Because we have to say thank you for watching.
Oh, thank you.
I would normally like to go in a little bit later, but I've got some errands to take care of, and I prefer to get some full sleep. So, gonna cut it off a little early.
Good night.
Oh, yeah. Next stream will be Tekken, most likely
On Wednesday.
on Wednesday. But otherwise, I'll be
will
posting on
resume on
Twitter.
the weekend.
This will resume on the weekend, which I believe will be a normal weekend. Wait! It won't be a fully normal weekend, because by then, Animal Crossing will have been out. So, next weekend, we might have a moment with Animal Crossing. I mean, maybe not, because
we might not
I might
stream
not
Animal
stream it.
Crossing.
But, you know,
We'll be playing Animal
We'll be
Crossing,
playing Animal
but that
Crossing.
doesn't mean we're gonna stream it
yeah.
necessarily.
So next weekend, look forward to Metroid Dread and more Great Ace Attorney. And I will post these VODs to YouTube when I feel like it, which will probably post-stream. If you're watching this from the future on a YouTube VOD, consider watching me live on the Twitch. But otherwise, I hope y'all have a good night. Take it easy, y'all, and peace out.